Hello, my name is Jeremy, just your average everyday guy. That is until sometime in my early 30s, I developed a spinal condition known as ankylosing spondylitis. It took me from this, 6 foot tall, to this, not 6 foot tall. But I wasn't going to let that get me down forever, so eventually I kicked some bad habits and started fighting back. I still get some pretty strange looks, but I'm now doing what I love, traveling and adventuring. My goal is to show other people with disabilities or anyone facing challenges that your best days don't have to be behind you and that there's always hope. So thanks for joining me, the Handicapped Hiker.
On the last episode, I explored El Malpais National Monument as well as Bandera Volcano and Ice Cave in New Mexico. We last left off crossing the state line into Colorado. Let's pick up there on the way up to the $1 Million Highway in the town of Ouray. Colorado is known as the Centennial State because it was admitted to the Union 100 years after the birth of our nation. Colorado means colored red, and it boasts 4 national parks, 9 national monuments, 3 national historic sites, 2 national recreation areas, and 42 state parks. It's most known for the gold and silver rush that brought many outsiders looking for prosperity. In fact, the town that we're heading to was born from the mining boom. Silverton. This stretch of U.S. Highway 550 from Silverton to Ouray is often referred to as Red Mountain Pass, or the $1 Million Highway. Its highest point is at 11,018 feet, and much of the road is cut into the mountainsides with no shoulder, no guardrail, and the constant risk of rock slides and avalanches. Nobody's really sure how it got its nickname. There are many explanations, from it costing $1 million per mile to build, the fill dirt used containing over $1 million in gold ore, or simply for its $1 million views. I'm gonna say it's because $1 million is how much it would take to get me to drive up here in the winter. Well, I can see why they call it the $1 Million Highway. Holy cow. Ouray is a happening place. Ouray was established in 1876 and is also known as the Switzerland of America. The town sits in the San Juan Mountains at an elevation of 7,792 feet and has a population of less than 1,000. Today, the town thrives on recreation and tourism. In fact, the entire Main Street is a registered historic district. But I'm not here to shop for knickknacks and souvenirs. I'm here to do some hiking. So let's get things started with a short and easy walk up to Cascade Falls. The parking lot for these falls is at the end of a side street right off of Main Street. Then, from the parking lot, it's only 0.3 miles total out and back to the bottom of the falls.
Well, that's not natural.
I originally planned on doing the perimeter trail here in Ouray, a 5.6-mile loop with 1,800 feet of elevation gain. It circumnavigates the town along the mountainside surrounding it.
I was going to do the perimeter trail today, but I chickened out. I'm gonna have to come back and do that someday.
I didn't make the connection at the time, but I think I was dealing with some slight altitude sickness after driving up here from the New Mexico desert yesterday. I decided it would be better just to drive to some of the individual attractions around town that the perimeter trail passes through. This way, I could get a short break between each place. This is the lowest of 7 waterfalls on Cascade Creek. There is a much longer trail to the uppermost falls, but for me, I'm just fine down here, and I'm ready to head over to Box Canyon Falls. So let's make the quick 5-minute drive across town.
Really cool town, though. Really, really cool town. Really friendly people, too. They go out of their way to help you and ask you questions and make suggestions. Very cool town, very nice people.
Cool. There's a few different directions to go here, but I can't resist heading up the steep hillside to the high footbridge for some outstanding views of the canyon and town below.
Alright, I'm gonna do the hard part first.
This climb is about 200 feet up and a little less than a half-mile total across the bridge, through the tunnel, then back down the same way.
So let's go. Did they spell canyon wrong? They spelled canyon wrong. I just realized that. But they felt stupid after buying a huge sign, or building a huge sign.
I later learned that it's an old alternate spelling used for a specific type of canyon, one that only has an entrance at one end. Or at least that's what the guy who ordered the sign told everyone. He was probably one of the mayor's relatives.
Not gonna lie, kinda glad I didn't do the perimeter trail. I don't have the energy today. I didn't eat a real solid meal yesterday. And I didn't sleep very well last night. So, perimeter trail probably would have kicked my butt.
back on the lower ground, it's about another half-mile into the canyon and back out around the native plants garden.
Not a problem for me.
was one of the most unique canyons I've ever seen. Now let's head over to the Baby Bathtubs Trail, another 5-minute drive from here. This trail is as long as you want it to be, as it joins up with the perimeter trail and has several return options. I did about 3/4 of a mile total out and back and felt like I saw all there was to see. The main feature of this trail are the shallow depressions in the rock known as baby bathtubs when filled with water. Needless to say, they were all dry while I was here, and honestly, I would have been underwhelmed either way. Let's just get back to the car and make a couple more quick stops on our way out of town. This is the Switzerland of America lookout, and if you search well enough, you can find a great view of the town below through the now overgrown trees. Something tells me the real Switzerland probably has better views, but this is still pretty awesome. And finally, just a mile and a half up the road, is Bear Creek Falls Overlook. All that's left to do now is head back down the $1 Million Highway and on to the next location, where I take on a massive, unplanned challenge for a once-in-a-lifetime accomplishment.
Dirt Bike Johnny's a little impatient. There's no holding Dirt Bike Johnny back. You can't put Dirt Bike Johnny in a box.